Ready to dominate 2024 with content that actually converts your people into paid clients and community members that are aligned? Then let's talk about the strategy that you need to make sure that your content is actually converting people into what it is that you offer, to take people from content to clients. Let's talk about mastering consistent content creation in a way that is going to win every time, and it is the gift that keeps on giving all year long. Let's dive into it so you can call in more consistent clients and community members that you desire and you deserve. We're always being told we need to show up, you need to be visible, create content. Content is king, right? Here's the thing. It's not just about creating any type of content. If you're someone who just wants to have followers and likes and just look popular and all that type of stuff, then cool. This may not be the video for you. But if you are someone who owns a business, you have a subject matter expertise that you are packaging into services, programs, products, events, digital products, courses, you share content, right? And you want to build a community for that content, for that curriculum, for that subject matter expertise and thought leadership that you have to contribute into the world because you want to make impact, but you also want to make income too, okay? Then this is the video for you. We're going to talk about how not just to create content, but to have an intentional content strategy and plan so that when you are showing up to be visible, when you are showing up to market your products, your services, your expertise, all the things, you are actually doing it in a way that the content calls your clients and your community members in to pay you, not just like, not just comment, and so that you could look popular. Like I said, we are done with the underpaid powerhouses, okay? Y'all need to be making money for the powerful gifts and genius that you have. That's why they were given to you. You get to create impact, you get to influence, and you get to transform your life by creating income that's going to allow you to have and experience a life that you desire and that you want to also give to those that you love. So we are talking all about creating consistent content and really the strategy that you need. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through my core 4. These are the 4 foundations that you need to create consistent content that actually converts and connects, right, too. One thing that I want to say is if you are brand new in business, this is going to be super helpful for you because you are about to skip a couple steps, okay? And if you are established in business, then this is going to be perfect for you because I'm going to walk you through some things that I want you to just evaluate for yourself. I want you to see, are you in a space where maybe you skip some of these steps, where maybe these foundational pieces aren't as solid as they could be? Most of my clients that come in working with me are in a space where they've been in business at least a year or two minimum, all the way up to 20 years. So these are not women who are new in what it is that they do, right? But they're in a space where maybe they're feeling overwhelmed with content creation. Maybe they feel like they're not getting the conversions that they necessarily want. Maybe they're not really attracting all of the clients that they really want. Like they have some aligned clients, but some not so aligned clients and community members. And, they want to increase their conversion rates, right? You want to go from a space where you're not calling in one client or community member into what it is that you offer, but you're actually calling in 5, 10, 20, a couple, right, at a time. And so how do you make sure that your content is connecting and captivating the right audience, but that it's also getting those aligned clients and community members to raise their hand, to pull out their credit card, to, talk about you, be your walking billboard, all the things. That is what we're diving into in today's video, and I'm so excited. So make sure in the comments you let me know what ahas you have as I go through some of these content pieces. And I want you to especially pay attention to what are some of the elements that you might be like, ooh, I'm kind of missing this. Or as I go through the core 4, what are you seeing that you need to refine and reevaluate so that you can refresh it for yourself and your brand? Now, I actually did a video in this messaging series where I talked about mastering consistent content creation to attract ideal clients and community members. We will pop that on up over here, and I'll make sure that we link that in the comments below. In that video, I actually shared the secret to creating consistent content. I talked about also the fact that you need quality messaging for quality content. Y'all, we cannot make the cake with some sucky ingredients that are not high quality, that are not the best that they could be. But when we put in quality ingredients, then we can expect a more quality outcome. And I want you to think about that with your content. Your messaging feeds your content. So the biggest problem that I see with women who come and work with me, 99.9% of the women, is that their messaging is not as powerful as it can be. And again, I'm talking not just women who are new in business. This is especially for you when you're at that between 1 and 2 up to 5-year mark. You have been in this phase where you've been discovering your message. You've been figuring out what works. You've been figuring out who your client is. You've worked with a couple clients and you've kind of realized, I don't really want to call in those clients anymore, but I really, really love these clients, and I love to call in 2, 3, 4, 10 times more of them, right? And so we start to hone in on those things, and that is like the juicy part. That's where I love to play, because we get to fine tune things. We get to refine it. We get to really go through what parts of your message and your content and your offers and your strategies are the most powerful, so that we can really heighten your visibility and marketing and sales around that. And so quality content is only possible if you have quality messaging going into it. Make sure that you go ahead and watch that video. I already talked about that. But if you want me to do a fuller video all about quality messaging and content, then in the difference between messaging and content, because they are different, then let me know in the comments. And also make sure that you grab our free messaging workbook. We'll pop that up right here too. We'll put a link in the description, because that can also support you in just kind of assessing where your content is right now, where your messaging is right now, okay? So that you can improve those things, okay? Here's the thing, y'all. If you want people consistently paying you, right, then you need to consistently be showing up and positioning yourself and talking about what it is you do and talking about your clients and your offers and all the things. You want consistent money, but you're not willing to show up consistent, right? And so I talked all about that, redefining consistency. Definitely go watch that video. Like I said, we're going to put it in the comments below. But here's the biggest thing that I want to share with you. One thing I think about is I ran a mastermind for 4 years, and the mastermind never closed, okay? And so for me, what that really represents, I'm using that as an example, because when we talk about consistency, if those clients had seen me before they joined the mastermind, right? And so they're coming in and they're like, oh, Kiera's kind of consistent. She's kind of not consistent. They might not trust me to show up for them in a mastermind space. But when they come in the background and I'm able to show up not only for a couple weeks or a couple months, but it actually was a 4-year mastermind. I am so blessed that I have had women who have worked with me who are like, Kiera, I love being supported by you. I love being in your space. I've had women who are in those spaces for 2 years, for 3 years, some the whole time and never left, So I'm really, really grateful for that my value and what it is that I am able to gift and to share with my clients not only feels amazing to them, but also creates results and helps them keep the momentum and the consistency that they want for the businesses and brands that they are building and birthing into this world, right? If I wasn't able to show up consistently, right, in my content first, those people, those women would not have trusted me on the back end. So I really want you to think about, it's not just you showing up consistently for content, it's also on the back end, you showing your clients that listen, or your prospective clients that are watching you, right, on your, social media, on content, in your content, things like that. They're like, okay, listen, I know that when I come into her program, whatever the time frame is, right? You don't have to have a 4-year program. But whatever that time frame is, that this person is going to show up for me consistently. That is, when we talk about building that know, like, and trust factor, that is huge, y'all. Our clients and our community members have lots and lots of choices. So you making sure that you are able to stand out and position yourself with your messaging, but also in how you show up and how you deliver and how you show up for your people, that is going to be a huge selling point in itself. That, let me tell y'all, when I go back to, I went full-time in 2016, woo, time is flying. There are so many coaches and consultants and speakers and women that I remember starting my business with. I remember them being in programs that I would invest in for coaching and things, and I don't see them around. Some of them I can't remember their names, but I don't see them around. I don't hear from them. I don't see them showing up. And so listen, this work, I don't work with Pop-Tart coaches and subject matter experts and influencers. You're not just in this for I just want to come in here for 30 days and figure this out and make a bunch of money and run. It's no, this truly is my calling and my purpose work. And I want to show up and share this content and put this work out into the world, because it is connected to this greater assignment and purpose that I feel within myself. And I also have a business and a brand attached to it that I make money from and I make a living off of. And we want long-term sustainable success for our business. So let's continue to talk about content and what you need to really lead people into your offers. That was something that I mentioned in the other video. Your content should be leading people into your offers, and your content should be attracting your ideal clients. So in today's video, we're going to focus specifically on, I believe it was bullet point number 2 that I said in that video, which was, hey, one of the secrets and tips about creating consistent content is you want to make sure your content is consistently leading to your offers. So I'm going to talk about that in this video today. As we step into the core content strategy that I want to share with you, so that you can have these 4 foundational points to create consistent content, I just want to remind you, Kiera don't do trendy messaging and content. Kiera does timeless. This is why my client Olivia messaged me and let me know, Kiera, do you know I'm still watching some of our stuff from 2017? I had my client Christian literally tag me in a post the other day and was like, I am still watching and revisiting our stuff from 2021. And she actually shared that she felt like she wasn't feeling her content lately. She kind of wasn't vibing with it. And something was like, go back and listen to the stuff from 2021. And she did. And she was like, it gave me the instant like content flow. I didn't feel overwhelmed anymore. I felt excited, like all the things. So I really want you to think about that for yourself. Do you have content, right? Do you have a strategy that can stand the test of time? These trends go in and out, but let me tell y'all, your messaging has to be so solid and so refined, right? And I don't want you to feel pressure from that. I want you to know that that is beautiful. Your messaging gets to expand and it gets to evolve, and that is so beautiful because it's a reflection of your growth, your experience that has been expanded. The more clients that you work with, the more experience that you get doing the thing that you do. So that is beautiful. So we're not saying that like you can't change it up. It has to stay the way it is now and then you can't change it. Actually, the opposite. I want to give you a strategy that you can tap back into over time and continue to refine and continue to refresh. That's what I'm all about. So it does me nothing better. Like the joy that I get from hearing that women are like, I made this investment in 2017 and it is still paying for itself today. I made this investment in 2021 and it is still paying for itself today. So I'm super excited to share this content strategy and these four four foundational points that you need for consistent content that actually converts. Number one is your core framework, and more specifically, the transformation that framework leads to. So this is the thing that you do to help your clients and your community members to get them from where they are now to where they want to be. Your core framework really should be based off of whatever your unique methodology, your process, the systems, the steps that you take to help your client. It's the thing that you talk about and you teach on. If you need a fuller video on frameworks, let me know. But this is the very first place that I like to start with clients. Literally, I am just getting off of one of my mini messaging sessions, and my client today, she's been in this work for 20 years, and she, was like, here, listen, I don't have a framework. And she actually said that it is very confusing to her when a lot of business coaches and consultants talk about having a framework. Now, having a framework is something that's really important if you are a subject matter expert or you have subject matter expertise. Whether you are a content creator, right, you have core things that you teach and talk about in your content. If you are a course creator or you have curriculum that you teach through trainings or programs as a coach or consultant or anything like that, you have a framework, right? These are the things that you talk about and you teach on. If you are someone that an organization hires as a trainer or a consultant for that organization or a team, you have topics and, things that you teach on and that you talk about. So it doesn't matter what necessarily your industry is, or, if you consider yourself an industry influencer and thought leader or speaker, you as a speaker, you have your core things that you talk about. You have to put your subject matter expertise into a methodology, into a process, AKA into a framework. That is literally going to be the glue to all of this, okay? This is the biggest reason why there are so many women influencers for their industry, thought leaders, speakers for their industry, authors, coaches, consultants, course creator, content creator, etc. I see so many women who are putting out the most random content about different things, right? And they haven't anchored it into a core framework. So therefore, if there's no anchoring to a core framework, then there's no core offer that it's going to lead to. This is why this video is all about creating content that turns them into clients and customers and, community members, right? That come into your world who want more, who want to pay you and want more access, right? So number one is your core framework and your core transformation. It's the thing that you help your clients with, and it's the process, the methodology that you use to take them on this journey to whatever solution that you help them experience through your coaching, consulting, content, curriculum, course, events, etc. Then we go into number two, which is your core client and community member. This is the core person that you want this transformation to be experienced by. This is the core person and people, right, that you want to come into your offers, into your program, right? And so you want to build a community of them. Creating any audience, okay, what does that do? It doesn't bring you money, or not as much as you could be making, but it also doesn't allow you to have the true impact that you could. But when you build an audience full of true core ideal clients and community members that are literally every day, every week, every month, every year raising their hand like, yes, I want that thing that you do, that transformation you're talking about. Yes, I want that. And oh, you position your framework so good. I believe in your framework. I don't know how to do it. I haven't been able to do it. I might not understand all the pieces. I don't even need to know everything that happens in the back end, but I trust that you know what you're doing, that you are an expert at this, and I want to give you my money to help me, right? We want those people who are wanting to raise their hands, who come ready to do the work, to invest, and to get the transformation that we want to help them experience. So you getting to know your core, most ideal client and community member is a non-negotiable. This is the person that we are speaking to, right, with all the messaging work that we do, which actually leads us to number 3. Number 3, core 4, foundational, is the message, right? But here's what happens. A lot of people start with the messaging and the content first, and they skip the core framework and transformation and the core client and community member clarity, right? They might think that they know who they want to serve, but they really don't. What tends to happen then when you get to the messaging side is that now you're creating a bunch of random messaging, a bunch of random content that doesn't actually speak to who you truly most want to call in, and also positions the framework that you have. So I mentioned the mini messaging session that I just got off of with a client of mine who's actually going to be joining Money in the Message, and I'm super, super excited because now I get to dive in deeper and support her and help her. She has been doing this work for 20 years, but she's never packaged it into a framework. One of the reasons she booked this particular session was because she was like, listen, I need to create my, content marketing calendar. And then my first question when I was looking at her pre-work was like, oh, okay, so where's her framework? Where are her content pillars? Like, she didn't have this. And when we got on the call, she then told me, like, Kiera, I actually get confused when people talk about frameworks and content pillars and all these things. And so through conversation, we were quickly able to come up in a couple of minutes with her core framework. Because again, it's not a question of like, does she not know her work? She's been doing this for 20 years. She's helped hundreds of women, right? But she's been doing it really inconsistent here and there. And that's okay. Sometimes, women do something on the side, they have a job, they do something on the side for years. But when you're finally ready to make this a consistent income, a consistent business, create consistent impact, and you want content to do that, to call in the clients and community members that you need and you want, right, into your programs, your offers, your services, your speaking, your events, your content, your community, etc., then you want to get serious about these core things, right? Can you build a business just talking about random stuff, and will you make some money? Yes. But we were able to literally find a hole in her money. She was leaving thousands of dollars on the table because she was just bringing people in for one thing that she was doing like on the side, right? But what we were able to figure out was, okay, this woman needs to have this framework, right? So we're talking about content is why she booked the call, but we don't have a framework to pull from, and we're not clear on the client. There's like 3 different clients and avatars that you're kind of speaking to. So let's narrow in on who's the most important person that you want to be supporting. Who do you feel most called to support? And now let's make sure that we have a framework for them. We're clear on the transformation that they want, because these 3 different women want for her, that's her ideal client, they want 3 different things. So now you're talking to 3 different people about 3 different things, right? Every single day. No wonder it's confusing. And people are like, I don't have trust that this person knows the thing that I'm going through and they know how to help me. But imagine when that person receives that content, receives that messaging, and it speaks directly to them. So your core message and content, right? That is number 3, because once we have the core framework and we know who is the core person we want this framework to support, that it best supports, right? Then, okay, what's the core message I need to best speak to them, to best position this framework and transformation and my support to them, which leads us to number 4, the actual core power offer or offers. I'll put it, maybe you have an S, maybe you have a signature offer. It depends. Again, if you need a video for me to do on offers and like business model, let me know, because some of y'all got some, you're leaving money on the table too, okay, with your business model. But we can do that in another video. Let me know in the comments if you want that. Number 4, like I said, is your core power offer. This is the container, right? The place, the service, the offer of which you take that core transformation, right? You get to deliver that core framework to help them get to that transformation. You call in those core clients or community members into that offer who want that transformation using that framework, and you leverage the core messaging and the content that calls them in, that speaks to them, that connects with them, that captivates them, that leaves them wanting more, ready to invest in more, wanting more access to you. And now they're raising their hand to come on into your offer. So these are the 4 core things that you need in order for your content to take people from like, I like it, I'm engaging with it maybe, right, to, ooh, I want to opt in. I want to join her community. I want to be a part of her audience. Ooh, I want to go sign up for whatever it is that she's offering. Ooh, I want to be at her next event. Ooh, I want to be in her workshop. Ooh, I want to come to her challenge. Ooh, I want to join, her program, or I want to hire her for that service, or whatever that is, right? Now you're getting them to a space where they want to take that next step, right? Versus you just putting out random content where you just throw some facts or tips or different lifestyle things, which is nothing wrong with those things. But if they don't have intention to lead back to your core offer, what are you doing them for? If you're doing them for like just being cute and wanting likes and stuff, cool. But if you're tired of being an underpaid powerhouse, right, and you're ready to actually make the money, but also do the meaningful work, right, getting the right people into your stuff, you want to have these core 4 foundational pieces to create consistent content. So now I'm about to walk you through an example of me taking those core 4 foundations and actually breaking them down even further for you so that you can see. I'm a visual girl, okay? So I want to see, how can I apply this to myself? Now, I want you to comment below and let me know 2 things. Number 1, I want you to let me know which of the core 4 foundations need the most support for you right now. Is it the core transformation and framework? Is it the core client and community member? Is it the core message, or is it the core offer? Which one of those right now are you like, ooh, after going through that, I see where I could do some refining and some reflecting to make those even better. And then the second thing I want you to let me know is, what is your subject matter expertise? What do you consider yourself? Are you a coach? Are you a consultant? Are you a speaker? Are you an industry influencer or content creator? Are you a thought leader, an author, etc.? I want you to tell me in the comments below what your subject matter expertise is, and specifically what your role is. And the reason I'm asking that is because I'm going to use a health coach. I've worked with thousands of women over the last 8+ years, and so we work with women in health coaching and marketing and business, consulting and done for you services, and who have agencies, women who are like engineering consultants, women who are HR consultants and speakers and trainers, women who focus on having retreats and events and workshops, women who are, in whatever way, taking whatever expertise they have, right? So for me, my corporate background was in sales, and I said, I want to take a portion of that and bring that into my coaching, and then expand it. So you have a level of expertise that you are packaging into your coaching, consulting, program, speaking, author, content, whatever that looks like, and you need a framework. And so I'd love to know what you do and what your subject matter expertise is, because maybe I'll pick your industry and what you do for an example in the future. But today we're going to use the example of a health coach. Let's go ahead and dive into the example so that you can apply this. Go ahead, pause this video right now. Like I said, go ahead, get you a pen and paper, because one thing that I really love about my members and Money in the Message is they're able to get coaching even when someone else is getting coaching. So even though I might be talking to a health coach right now, you can still apply the principles and the concept for you and for your business. So that's why I want you to comment below, though, to let me know what you do, and I can be more specific for you, and happy to come back and, comment and maybe even do a full video on it. But today we're going to go ahead and use the example of a health coach. Okay, so we are going to do the core 4 for a health coach. Okay, so the core transformation, right? So we have the core framework plus transformation. Okay, then we're going to go into the core client, and I'm going to just put community member. Then we're going to go into the core message, and then we'll go into the core offer. Okay, so we're going to kind of make a chart like that. Now, if you are inside of Money in the Message Inner Circle, you have a much better looking worksheet to go through this. But for right now, here's what we're going to do. This is what we got. Okay. All right. So first and foremost, a core transformation and framework, right? What do you do? So on one end, we could really tackle this from a surface level space. So if we were going surface, right, we may say something like, okay, this is diet, and this is exercise. And it may be like, okay, so who is this for? So we might just say people who want to lose weight. Okay. If we were going really, really surface with this, and then, a program to help lose weight might be the core message that we're saying. And then, okay, so now I have an 8-week program to help people lose weight. So this is all very, very surface level. It's the surface of what it is that we, as a health coach in this example, do. It's nothing that's really enticing, and it sounds like everybody else. It doesn't hit any emotional points. It doesn't really captivate me. It doesn't really speak to me. Do I want to lose weight? Yes, but guess what I'm going to do? Because this is so surface, there's no other emotion with it. I am going to immediately go to my negative emotions that I have with this. So losing weight for me might mean, oh my gosh, I've been doing this since I was 8 years old. Oh my gosh, I've been overweight since I had my first baby. Oh my goodness, I've experienced partners talking about my weight, or I've experienced people in my family talking about my weight, or maybe I was bullied about my weight. I've tried to do this for 20 years and it's never working. So scroll, I don't want to see this. It's annoying, all the things. So I'm not going to move forward on this information as much as you may want me to, and as much as I might need to, and I actually might want to deep down inside. There's nothing here that's kind of reeling me in from this really empowered place. Now, let's go ahead and go deeper. So we don't want the surface level stuff. So let's just go on ahead, remove all of this surface level, because that's not what we want. We want people to feel deeply connected. We want them to see themselves. We want them to know that we see them, that we have a framework that can help them, that they can trust us, that we're an expert. We know what we're talking about. And this time it can be different. And the reason it can be different is because, oh my goodness, I have a framework in a transformation that is going to deeply help you. I'm connected with you deeply. You feel seen, you feel heard, you feel valued. You feel like I'm speaking to things that maybe you have written in your journal, right? So I'm having that deeper client intimacy that I talk about. If you have the messaging workbook, I believe it's page 26. If you have the messaging workbook, that we'll put the link to that inside of the description. If you're a Money in the Message member, we literally have trainings on each of these sections. This is something you can bring to our call this week and get support on. Okay, so we need to go deeper into all these spaces so we can have a deeper message and sell our offer from a deeper space. People reach deeper in their pockets. They show up from a deeper place of commitment, all the things. So let's go through a deeper version of this. So instead of the surface diet exercise, maybe we are, going into a space of like, okay, we want to help you feel amazing in your body, right? Feel amazing with your body. Feel on fire with your body for the first time in your life. No longer feel under pressure around how you feel like you need to look and what you feel like you need to do to look that way, but instead honoring how you most, feel best, amazing, natural, thebomb.com in your body, right? Feeling amazing in your skin. So maybe it's feeling amazing in your body. Now here, the core client, if we wanted to, go into a space of, okay, I just help people lose weight, or maybe we may want to get specific and maybe we help moms, right? Let's just use that. So maybe we help moms, right? So we are helping moms who want to feel amazing in their body than ever before. Let's put than ever before, right? Or you could put again, right? Depending if that is the space that you want to go to. I'm just going to go with ever before. So now we're specifically helping moms who want to feel amazing in their body more than they've ever felt before. Okay. And then within this area, we talk about transformation. So we have 5 transformational impacts. These really are, no matter what industry you're in. Like I said, I've worked with women in all types of industries, all types of different roles that they have, whether they're coach, consultant, speaker, trainer, content creator, influencer, and it doesn't matter. These 5 transformational impacts, we're able to link back to what you specifically do. So we help you find your specific ones, but they're within these 5 core segments. And these are 5 core things, like the most transformational things that you need to talk about and that more women are not talking about. They're not putting into their messaging. And so if you are a member of Money in the Message Inner Circle, I want you to go ahead and dive right, like finish watching this, but then I want you to go and dive into the transformational impact training that we have on this. And then again, when you fill that worksheet out, come to our next call, or you can submit it for our next clinic and I'll give you feedback on it, or come to the call for actual coaching on it, or just pop it into the group so that, you know, your community members can see, I can see, and we can give you support from there. But we got to get these transformational impacts, and there's 5 of them. But for right now, for the sake of this video, what I'm going to say, like some examples of that might be, maybe this mom wants to feel, so we could say she wants to feel amazing in her jeans, right? So if we, maybe it's like, hey, the next time you go into Old Navy, or you go into whatever store you want to say, the next time you go into Target, I want you to feel amazing in those jeans. I want you in the fitting room shaking your booty for only you to see, because you feel amazing in your body than you've ever, more amazing than you've ever felt before. Or maybe the transformational impact could be, hey, I want you to feel amazing when you're with your honey bunny, right? So we're going to put love. I want you to feel amazing when you're with your honey bunny in the bedroom, or the next time you're in a, you know, I don't know, 2-piece, how we going to draw a 2-piece? Or if you know, you're more of a 1-piece kind of gal. I'm more, you know, I like a high-waisted situation. Let's put a high-waisted. Looks like a smiley face. But, you know, I want you to feel amazing the next time you put that bathing suit on. I want you to feel amazing the next time you go to the pool. I want you to not feel self-conscious the next time you go into the dressing room. I want you to not feel worried when you pick up something at the store and worried that you can't fit it, or that it's not going to feel amazing with you. The next time you walk in next to a mirror, I want you to step back and be like, oh, yep, that's me. Oh, yes, that is me in that mirror. So I could keep going on, because I love it. Like the transformational impacts is like one of the number one whenever I am being hired to teach or to train in other people's programs, and whenever I'm speaking or anything like that, this is one of my favorite things to bring up, because all that, like 99% of the time, women come up to me like, Kira, I've never went into that depth. No one's ever asked me those questions, etc. So really getting into the transformational parts of like, yes, this is helping me lose weight, but what else is it doing for me internally? And then there's 5 others, you know, that we talk about with the transformational impact. So again, if you're an Inner Circle member for Money in the Message, go ahead and dive into yours in the training, and then bring yours to the call this week, or the clinic that's happening this week. And I'd love to support you on that. If you are not a member, then you should definitely join us. But also, if you think about some for yourself, put them in the comments. I love to come back as I have time and kind of, respond to them. And maybe I can do more videos on that. Okay, so we're helping moms feel amazing in their body than they've ever felt before, so that they can feel on fire in those jeans, that they can feel on fire in, their bathing suits, so that they can feel on fire when, amazing and sexy when they're in the bedroom, and like not be in this self-conscious space with their body, right? Okay, so then y'all, I don't have enough space. So then we want to go into, so I skipped over framework, but let me just bring it, you know what? Let's just bring it on over here, okay? And then we'll move this one down, only because I did skip framework. See, I tell y'all, when I get into those transformational impacts, woo! Okay, so let's do framework follow-up over here. So the framework, so maybe for this client, so let's say for the framework, maybe it was something surface. So something surface for framework might be like, okay, we're going to do diet, we're going to do exercise. So that's what I said earlier, right? I believe so. So then if we wanted to go deeper, right, in the way that we help women fine tune their framework, then we may want to say, okay, so now maybe we're breaking this out. And again, these are the topics, the categories, the pillars of what you talk about and what you teach on with your clients. So maybe for us, it's going to be mindset, right? Then it's going to be food. But if we wanted to sexy it up a little even more, we could say maybe it's, mindset to master this once and for all. Okay, so it's mindset, then it's food, and maybe for food, it's like food that fuels you. And then maybe we got movement, right? So instead of saying exercise, maybe movement feels better, but it's like movement that feels good. Woo, that immediately makes me think of like Zumba, dancing. I love walking when it's really nice out. And then maybe we are going to have some maintenance to break the cycle. Okay, so you see how like we could say, hey, in this program, I'm gonna it's an 8-week program where I'm gonna go through the diet and the exercise for you to lose weight, versus, hey, this is an 8-week program where I'm helping moms who want to feel incredible and amazing in their body more than they've ever felt before, so that they can feel incredible and amazing in those jeans, no longer feel self-conscious around their honey bunny or in that next swimsuit, and be in a space where they walk past the mirror and they are feeling on fire. Like, who is she? Like, you get to feel like, and I'm just elaborating, you get to feel like a different you, right? And so that is one example, right? Now that we've gone through an example with the framework with this health coach for our example, let's go into the core client and community member so that I can show you a deeper example about that. Okay. So, core client and community member. Okay. So, the people you actually want buying your stuff, the people you want to bring into your audience, right? To nurture them and captivate them, connect with them, and eventually convert them into your program services, in your content, in your communities, in your, whatever it is that you sell, that you offer, speaking events, workshops, stuff like that. Okay, so we got that. So here's what we know. We know that we want all of them to lose weight and feel amazing in their body. Okay. That's just what we're using, something really simple, but still deeper than just lose weight, diet, and exercise in their body, because there's so many places we could go even deeper with that. But right now, I want to show you the danger of talking to multiple people. So one, we could say anyone. I help anyone lose weight and feel amazing in their body. We could say number two, we could go deeper and say, okay, I help women. Now that's better, because when you help anyone, right, if you bring in any client, right, then that's why you're going to have inconsistency. You're going to have people who get inconsistent results, people who want inconsistent things. Some people want this, some people want this. You're not really clear who to speak to, who to target, all the things, right? Because you're speaking to everyone, which is speaking to no one, right? And so in order for us to really nail down who is it that we want to call in, so we call in 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500, 1,000, 10,000 more of those people, we got to hone in deeper, not niche down. We're niching deeper. Okay. So we're going into, who do I deeply serve? Who do I feel most called to serve? So maybe instead of everyone, it's women, but we could go even deeper. What if we use moms? I'm just sticking with what we have for our example. So now our messaging, our content can be even more specific. So I'll even show you an example. So let's just say we have, let's split this up into, let's say women, and then let's say moms. So when it comes to women, right, maybe when we're going into the core message now, right, actually, let me give us some more space. All right. So when we go into core message, so now if we're talking to women and if we're talking to moms, example. So in the messaging to women, we may say something like, hey, you are busy running a business, or building your career, and you take no time for self-care, so taking care of your body, the way you desire and deserve. We'll leave it at that. Okay. So, hey, I know that right now you are a woman who's busy running your business and or building your career, and you feel like you don't have any time to take care of yourself, to take care of your body the way that you desire and you deserve. Here's 3 things that can help you, for example, right? Versus if it's a mom, now we can take a very similar sentence, right? We can literally take the same exact sentence. So let's just take this part, bring it over here. But now we're going to say, hey, I know that you are a busy mom. You are running a home, right? Or, caring for the kiddos. Or we could say your family, right? Plus everything else on your to-do list. I'll just put everything else. So now the message is, hey, I know that you're a mom running a home, caring for your kiddos, taking care of the family, and doing everything else on your to-do list. And you feel like you don't have any time to take care of yourself, to take care of your body the way that you desire and you deserve. So literally same sentence, but that beginning pre-qualifies exactly who we want a little bit different. Will this speak to the mom? So if I'm a mom and I'm like, hey, I help women who are running businesses and building their careers take time for their bodies like they desire and deserve, to be their healthiest self, feel amazing in their body. that might speak to the mom. It might, if she's a mom who's doing these things too. But if she's a mom who's not and she's more focused over here, that is not going to speak to her. And then the vice versa. If I'm focusing on, like, if I am saying, hey, I help busy career women and entrepreneurs find the time that they need to prioritize their body, taking care of themselves and fitting it into their busy schedule. Here's how I help you do that. If I say this sentence, hey, I know you're busy running a home, taking care of your family and everything else in between, that's not going to speak to her. You see what I mean? So one of them is not going to speak to the other. Could it? Yes, there are exceptions. There's some moms who are going to be both of these things, right? And so, yes, that might speak to her. But when it's a difference between might, right, versus mastering, who for sure is going to speak to. And as you are growing and scaling in your business, we don't want to deal with might. We want to deal with the mastery. You want to master your next level message. You want to master who your most aligned client is. You want to master the messaging to speak to them, to connect with them, to captivate them, to convert them, and to bring them into your world so that they pay you and so that you get to do your purpose work with them. You get to create impact and income while also influencing them, right? And so you want to be super clear on who you want to most support. The reality is some of them will still fall through the cracks. So sometimes women have, my clients will say like, yeah, I don't want to miss out on this person, that person. Speak to the one that you want to most speak to. You will notice that others still come in too. But I hope that this quick example shows you the difference between nailing down, getting detailed, getting specific, and who you actually help. Okay. And then now, if we were to take all of that and put it together, right? So now we're at number 4, right? Which is our core offer. Okay. We've done the core framework and transformation, right? And now we're getting specific on that. So we're good on, okay, we have the core transformational framework, we have the core client, we have a core message, we have something for us to work with for this example, right? We could go way deeper. This is, listen, I don't do surface, but this is still a little generic. Some of you might be like, this is not generic here. But I'm like, oh, girl, you knew we could go way deeper. But for right now, for this example, okay. And again, if you're in Money in the Message Inner Circle, let's go deeper with your stuff. But for right now, for those watching, now let's build out like the offer as far as the messaging for it. So now we could say, hey, I have an 8-week program, right? Or I have a 10-day workshop, or I have a 2-day event happening, whatever, whatever your thing is, right? Or I have a video series coming with your content creator, like whatever yours is. I have a course on it, whatever. I'm just going to say 8-week program, right? For moms, because that was our person, right? For moms who want to feel, what do we say? Amazing about their body. Okay. And who want to, maybe we add some more stuff, who want to find a I'm just going to put sustainable plan that feels good, right? For them, feels good for them, aligns with their lifestyle, fuels their body, breaks up the cycle, breaks down the cycle, I should say, of the up and down, weight cycle, break up break up the cycle where you go up and down with your weight. Or maybe we say something about without breaking through, while breaking through any type of shame or trying to fit into society's snap back game or something like that. I'm making all this up, but you get the point, right? So now we get to narrow it down. And again, that's those transformational impacts, which again, if you're an Inner Circle member, we want to find yours. And that's just some of them, right? So we talked about feeling sexy in your jeans, feeling sexy for your partner, feeling amazing in that swimsuit, whatever that looks like for you. So now we're clear on pre-qualifying who, and then what they most want, what the most transformation is. And there's nothing surface about this. Now, if we go back to what I was saying in the beginning, the energy around like, oh God, another weight loss program, blah, blah, blah. But no, this one is about me feeling amazing with my body, having a sustainable plan, one that I feel good with, finding food that fuels me, that feels right for me, finding something that aligns with my lifestyle, blah, 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 blah. I don't have to say yes to society snapback game. Oh my goodness, I'm not Sierra Rihanna snapback just like that. I could have a little something going on. Okay, cool, right? And so imagine the feeling of the client then. And then if we were to go even deeper from there, now we can say in this program, I break down. And so now we want to bring in the framework because we brought in the core client here, right? And then we have, that core messaging, transformational impacts, all that there. So now the core framework goes here. So, hey, I'm going to break this down in my signature, okay, 4-part framework where we go that has helped dozens of moms feel back at home in their bodies, feel in more control than ever before in their bodies, feel alive in their bodies, feel incredible in their bodies, and let go of that up and down cycle that they've been in for a lifelong or had a lifelong journey with their weight, right? Or whatever you want to say with that. And so then we say my 4-part, I'm going to break down my 4-part signature framework where we're going to focus on remember what we said earlier? So it was mindset, right? I'm just going to make a chart of 4. It was mindset to master this once and for all. The food that fuels you, right? The movement that feels good, and the maintenance that you need, right? The maintenance that you need to break the cycle. And I cannot wait to have you inside this program. I can't wait to see how you're going to, show up for yourself, how you're going to feel about your body after this, the progress that you're going to make, and most importantly, the permission you're going to give yourself to finally be at home in your body, to love your body, but to also allow yourself to get back to, or if you don't want to say back to get to this point in your body where you feel on fire, energetic, sexy, confident, all the things, right? And I could keep going on and on and on and on. But I hope that example helps you in us breaking down, all of these 4 core transformational things, right? These core 4 foundational points that you need for consistent content. Now, I'm going to do a part 2 to this video because I realize this is super long. And so I actually want to show you, what if we were taking all of this? So how do we take all of this and then create a content plan, right? Let's do that in the next video. You know what? I realize this is a lot, and I want you to process everything here that we just went through. So I would love to invite you to do this exercise. But you know what? I'm going to do another video. So I'm going to do a second video, like a part 2 to this, where I show you how we would actually take all of this and how we could turn this into a content plan that, we could start with to start building some consistent content. So this is part 1. Then we'll do part 2 inside of the next video after this one. Was that example helpful for you? Please let me know in the comments. And don't forget, like I said, tell me which of the core 4 foundations you need to most refine and refresh right now. And then also tell me your subject matter expertise and your role in what you do, so that I can use that as inspiration in future videos that I create, where maybe I'll use yours for an example in a breakdown like I just did for a health coach. So here's the thing. I want you to make sure that you go ahead and you download the resources in the description below, whether you have some mindset stuff coming up around showing up and selling and owning your message, or if you have more messaging strategy stuff, which would be the perfect next step for you from this video, you can grab those 2 things below. If you want hands-on support, definitely check out Money in the Message and come and join us inside that program, because that breakdown that I did, I'd love for you to do the breakdown. And then when you're in the program, if you're one of our members watching and you just did the breakdown, bring that to our next call this week, or just pop it into the group. I would love to give you feedback. And if you're not a member, go ahead and join us so that I can give you feedback on yours and we can keep this party going, okay? You have messaging to share into the world, and you need to make your money, honey, doing it. All right. I'm also going to put a resource for you as well, my content prompter. This is literally a workbook that I use to make my first, I want to say maybe $100,000 to $150,000 in business. And the reality is, I've still used an essence of those to continue. So like, even if I look at my first 250,000, my first $250,000, or if I look at my first $500,000, my first 500K, I still was using those same things. But if you are like, listen, I would love to use these content prompters, to show up more consistently, there are over 25 to 30 plus content prompters that you can use right now. So if you're like, listen, I want to have inspiration for like content, what I could talk about, things like that, go ahead and grab it. It's a super, super amazing deal for you. Go ahead and grab it in the comments below or in the description below as well, so that you can monetize your message and put out content that's going to connect with, call in, and captivate and convert your clients and your community members too. So my love, I want to invite you to share this video with your mastermind sister, a biz bestie, or just an accountability buddy, so that y'all can do this work together and grow together. But also, I want to thank you for watching. And until next time, I'm sending you lots of love, shine, and success in life, business, and everything in between. See y'all in the next video. Bye.